In this book, we'll be exploring a few more of the more advanced options for creating books in Aperture. If you haven't seen the first video, you might want to watch that first. But if you feel comfortable with the basic stuff, we'll move on to advanced things like creating your own master pages, so you can design your own custom pages for your own custom book and then save them so you don't have to recreate that page layout that you like every single time you want it. Let's get started with that. I'm going to go to my title page. First, right off the bat, we're going to edit our layout. In Aperture, you don't have to use the default books. You don't have to have a book that looks like everybody else. This button at the top, Edit Layout, is your key. Click on that and it's going to let you add new stuff by clicking on this plus button. So I'm going to add a subtitle. I'm going to click Add Text Box, and a new text box appears here. I'll double click inside of it, enter in some text. I'm going to resize it, and then I'm going to align it to the right side of this text here. And you remember I mentioned earlier two tools that will be really useful for you are the action button here and your right click or your secondary click. So I'm going to right click on this text box and it's going to give me an alignment option so I can align my text to the right. Now my text is my subtitle is lined up with my title here, so a nice way to customize it right off the bat. I'm going to come into page 2 here, and while I do, maybe I'll go to page 4. I do like this layout, but I want to tweak it a little bit, so I'm going to just delete that image completely, and I want to add a text box in here, but this time it's going to be more of a commentary text, not just a title. So I can align my box and drag the squares to resize it. Click in here. And add my text. When I want to change the look of it, again, I can select it and right click on it and go down to Font, Show Fonts. I could also click Command T to bring up my fonts window. So here's my fonts window, the default standard Mac OS X fonts window. I could change my font type, typeface. I do want to make this a little bit bigger so you can read it. And what the heck, I might just make it italic just for fun. Okay. You can also click on the color patch up here to change the color of it, so I'll make it a slightly darker gray. Okay, so I've made it look a different way, and again, if I want to see it a little closer, I can just use my zoom tool down here and pan into place, and now I can see my text nicely and align it just the way I like it. Perfect. And then I'm going to click my zoom out button. Okay. Now, if I like this page layout that I've just created, and it's something that I want to do again, I don't want to have to go through all that work again every time I want this page. So again, I can click on my Actions button, go down to Save Page, and I can save it as a document master or as a new document master. So I'm going to do that, and then it'll show up in my list of pages that I can choose from. Right here, master number 34 is what they've named it. Okay. If I want to go in and change the names, again, I can click on my Actions button, and I can say Show Master Pages. And then it's going to bring down this little drop-down menu that'll let me scroll through, find the pages, and I can change the name on them. So there we go. Now I can hide that, and next time I go to create a book in this particular theme, that'll be one of my options to choose from my list of masters here. Here it is. Okay. Good way to save some time. Next, on this page, I want this to be a little bit different. I'm going to remove all of my images from here. I want this a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to click in my masters, and I'm going to choose blank spread. Right now it's set to have a white background. I'm going to drag my image in here, and Aperture is going to make a nice full page spread, and I can just double click on it and center the monkey there so you can see all of him. Again, because I've taken these shots as full size, 10 megapixels to be exact, they are full resolution, so they'll print just beautifully even at full page spread in a large book. A nice neat customization tool, click on your Actions button and choose Show Layout Options. It's going to open up a panel along the top that'll let you size and position and border your image a little bit better. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a thick border. Again, I could change the color here by clicking on this color swatch, but I like just a black border. I think that adds some neat definition there. I might dial it down to a 1/4 inch just so you can see the monkey. This is a nice tool that you can use to make your own postcards, for example. Create a custom book with a custom size, like 4 by 6 inch. Select one picture and drag it in, and then just add a thick border around it. And you've created your own postcard with your own image. So don't forget about your layout options under the action menu here. We'll go down to our next page. I'm going to delete that box. This one I want to resize. I'm going to drag in a different picture here. Now, two neat things are backgrounds and filters. So on this particular page, I want to change the background to a dark gray. I'm going to do the same over on this page, dark gray. And then with this image, I want to apply maybe a sepia filter, something dramatic. Change it back to a black background for a sharp contrast. You can also make them oops, wrong page. For this image, I'm going to just make it a strong wash. No, I'll just make it black and white. Again, for this one, I want to add a border to distinguish it from the black background. Okay. For this one, I'll change it to a white. To give it some contrast. Okay, so the filters and the backgrounds are a nice way, again, to customize your own book, and also to be able to adjust your images and give them a different look without actually adjusting your original image. If you notice down here in the browser, the two images that I used are still in color, but only in the book have they been changed. So you don't have to go back and forth between your adjustments panel and your book to change those things.